What is good? This is the NuChannel Sports Takedown. Back at it again. You know what it is. This is a solo dolo with your host, Chris. What's good? So excited to have y'all with me tonight, today, wherever you are listening, and whenever you are listening. You know what it is. Check out our podcast, NuChannelSports.net, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Subscribe on our website, wherever you listen to your podcast, on our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. Smash that like button. Man, let's get to it. Let's get straight into it, because what did we just watch? This is my take. My take is this. Will we ever see another Tom Brady? I mean, you could call it an overreaction. You may hear the excitement in my voice, but what did we just watch? We watched somebody we already knew was a GOAT. We already knew Tom Brady was the GOAT, the greatest quarterback to ever play in the NFL. No, not news, nothing newsworthy about that. But the way he joined a new team, going from the AFC to the NFC, from the Patriots to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and winning the Super Bowl, in just one season, he joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from a team that didn't make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs. We knew they had talent. Heck, Jameis Winston led the league in some passing categories, good and bad, right? Good and bad. We knew they had a passing attack, but did you know they had that defense? Goodness gracious. I'm going to talk a lot about Tom Brady. I am, and I'm going to get to him. But the MVP of that game, the Buccaneers versus the Chiefs, that Super Bowl, which is one of the worst Super Bowls I've seen in my entire life. It was not close, ever. It wasn't close. It's Todd Bowles. Man, you got to give Todd Bowles some love. He didn't really get any head coaching run. His name didn't come up a lot. But something tells me that by the time next season rolls around, he'll be on the top of many people's lists, because they just did the unthinkable, the unfathomable. They stopped that, you call them impossible to stop offense. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce still had a good game, but for the most part, what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to do was to make a team that has been the most elite and powerful offense in the last 18 months, you can say the last 24 months in the NFL. And they made them look pedestrian. Made them boys look pedestrian in the Super Bowl. But Andy Reid is the guy. After a bye week, he's unbeatable. I heard that all week. He's the guy. After a bye week, he's unbeatable. Well, that's not true. That's not true at all. At least not during the Super Bowl. Not during the Super Bowl. What a game. What a game called by Todd Bowles. I want to give my salute to him. Now let's get to the reason why I'm even doing this takedown, and it's Tom Brady. Tom Brady is... You see, he was with Jordan with the 6 championships, right? He was on the same level with Jordan on championships. But he has LeBron's achievement pedigree. Ain't that crazy? LeBron has been to 10 NBA finals. Tom Brady has been to 10 Super Bowls. Unlike LeBron, he's won most of the championship games he's played in. 7 Super Bowls. Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowls. He has more Super Bowls than any other franchise in the NFL. Let that marinate for a second. Tom Brady alone has more Super Bowls than any other franchise. The Cowboys, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the New England Patriots. That's funny. It's funny to me. He has more than the New England Patriots, and I'm going to get to that angle soon enough. You know I'm going to go there. But when you think about Tom Brady, what makes him even more incredible is that he's not even the greatest athlete you will see. All right, so I'm calling him the GOAT, the best to do it. The GOAT means greatest athlete of all time. But when you look at a Tom Brady, he's not what you would call the best athlete. He's just not. He's not the quickest guy. He's not the tallest guy. He doesn't throw the ball the deepest down the field. He's certainly not the fastest guy. Can't get out of the pocket very well. If the pocket collapses, you're going to collapse on him. He has a great mind. He has a great mind. Let me give you the definition of athlete, because athlete is an interesting word to me. Athlete is defined in the dictionary as a person who is proficient in sports and other forms of physical exercise. So obviously Brady's proficient in sports. I get that. But when we think about athlete, I guess we buck the actual definition. We think about the guy who's fast, right? So if I said Travis Kelce is a great athlete, obviously, jumps out the screen. If I say Tyreek Hill's a great athlete, fastest guy on the field. But if you're going to build the greatest athlete who's a quarterback, I guarantee you are not building Tom Brady. In fact, Tom Brady might be the stock character before you build the greatest quarterback. He might be the lanky guy that starts off. He's the base of what you're building upon. So that makes what he has done even more incredible, at least for me. For me, it's incredible. It's incredible. Let's start with the Super Bowl wins, 7 of them. He has 7 Super Bowl wins. That's insane. As much as I love Patrick Mahomes, and we're going to get to this game's impact on Patrick Mahomes as well. Can you imagine any other quarterback even getting to 7 Super Bowls? Talk less winning them? Come on, man. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And I talked about the athletes. You think about a guy like a Barry Sanders. As far as athleticism, him and Tom Brady are not even in the same class. Do you catch what I'm saying, or are you missing it? Because Barry Sanders was quick. He was fast. When you watch his videos, it pops at you. Lawrence Taylor, defensive end, incredible athlete. You can see his physical dominance, his physical presence on the field when you watch him play. But when you see a guy like Tom Brady, he's just not very imposing on you. He's not imposing. He does it with his mind. He keeps his body right. Whatever they are doing at TB12, let me tell y'all something. I don't know what they're doing at TB12, but whatever they're doing, it is working. Whatever Giselle is doing, let me see. Let me not do that. let me not do this. Let me not go there. All I'm saying is this. Whatever he is doing in the offseason is clearly working. There was an article run the week before the Super Bowl about all the other quarterbacks in Tom Brady's class and what they're doing now. And the one that stood out to me, the most popular name, the guy you probably know, is Mark Bulger, a good quarterback. He was a good NFL quarterback. He hasn't been playing in the NFL for almost a decade now. Almost a decade. And he was certainly the second best quarterback in that class. That just tells you about the brilliance, the longevity of Tom Brady. Tom terrific. Because that is indeed what he is. He is absolutely terrific. Let's get to the Brady Belichick angle. Ooh, I've been waiting for this. When you think about great teams, right? And I've talked about this before. You think about great teams. You think about Joe Montana, Bill Walsh. They're tied at the hip. They are tied at the hip. They go hand in hand. You can't separate them. It's Joe Montana. It's Bill Walsh's system. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Phil Jackson, all tied at the hip. Michael Jordan is the best basketball player of all time. I think LeBron James is the GOAT, but who cares? It's not the point of this conversation. If you say he's a GOAT, fine, he's a GOAT. He is tied to Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen. He did not win a championship before those two individuals got there, and he did not win a championship after they were gone. Tied at the hip. That triangle system is defined in that Michael Jordan era. I know Phil Jackson took that same system and went to the Lakers, but for Michael Jordan, he's tied at the hip with that. Okay. Tom Brady says, okay. I'm tied at the hip with Bill Belichick. Certainly. 6 Super Bowls. 9 Super Bowl appearances with the New England Patriots. But for whatever reason, I'm blaming this on Bill Belichick. I just am. Because for all intents and purposes, Mr. Kraft, from what we know, and it could be false, but from everything I've seen, it seems like Mr. Kraft wanted to keep Tom Brady. But Bill Belichick, just for whatever reason, either wanted to do without him, didn't think he had it left in him. And what he did tonight, or wherever you're looking at this, what he did was incredible. He won another Super Bowl. So what does that do for him and Belichick? What does that do for him and Belichick? Because for years we talked about who is it? Is it more Belichick? Is it more Brady? Well, Belichick's defense is incredible. That's obvious. You can see it. You literally can see it. But what did Belichick do without Tom Brady this season? He didn't get to the playoffs. He did not get to the playoffs. The Patriots had the most number of players opt out, saying, I'm not going to play this season. Could it have been COVID related? Yes. But for the most players, maybe some of the players in the locker room are frustrated. Maybe they were frustrated with the system that's going on in New England. I'm not going to go crazy here and say it was all Brady for those championships. But my point is this. It's really simple. It was more Tom Brady than it was Bill Belichick. Ooh. That's tough. If you're Bill Belichick, this is a tough night. He can come out and have a congratulatory statement, because he's not sending out a tweet, y'all. He can come out and have a congratulatory statement, and it's still a tough night. It's a tough night for Bill Belichick. Because what Tom Brady did was basically say, you don't believe in me. Not only am I leaving, I'm going to leave and win a Super Bowl. And I'm taking some of the AFC players with me. And one of your players, in Gronkowski, retired for a season, came back to join me and caught 2 touchdown passes in the Super Bowl. Or what about an Antonio Brown? He was another player that Tom Brady wanted in New England. He got him in New England. New England let him go, dwindling on Tom Brady's talent on the field, brings said player, Antonio Brown, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and throws him a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. It's not taking away anything from Bill Belichick, but I guess it is. You know what I mean? We are taking some things away from Bill Belichick. It's okay. It'll be okay. He has 6 Super Bowl rings he can cry himself to sleep with that night. But what Tom Brady has proved is it was a little more Tom Brady than it was Bill Belichick. Now, certainly Bill Belichick still has time to answer him. He still has time to make noise and answer what Tom Brady has done. But you missed me if you say it was 50-50. Nah, bruh. Wasn't nothing 50-50 about what we just saw. There was nothing 50-50 about that. Will he ever stop? When will this guy retire? If you're tired of seeing, when is he going to go away? When is he going to go? I don't have the answer. Nobody does. There's so many analysts out there that said his career was over 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons ago. They saw his decline. What are they going to say now? I'll be honest with you guys. I did not grow up as the biggest Tom Brady fan. I'm going to be real. I was pro Peyton Manning. You remember that used to be an argument who's better, Tom Brady or Peyton Manning? That now sounds stupid. It sounds ludicrous. You can't make that argument anymore. Perhaps you never could. He says he's going to play to 45, and what would stop him from playing past 45? What would stop him? He's going to be 44 when the season starts next season. And who's going to stop them? Or better yet, who's going to beat them? Or even better yet, who is going to say that they can't do it? Who's going to question that team after what we just saw? In one of the more lopsided Super Bowls in the last 20 years. Absolutely incredible. There's one more avenue about this Super Bowl that has not been discussed enough. And it's here. In Tom Brady's first season when he won his Super Bowl, so his first Super Bowl season, remember the team he beat? The greatest show on turf, the LA Rams. Well, the St. Louis Rams at that point. They won a Super Bowl the year, it wasn't back-to-back, they won it 2 years prior. So if they beat Tom Brady in 2001 Super Bowl, they would have won 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. The beginning of being able to argue about a dynasty for that Rams team. Tom Brady marches a team that was certainly an underdog in that game, and they win that Super Bowl. Well, he just did it again. Somehow he's played in 10 Super Bowls, and in 2 of them he was the underdog. Clear underdog. Most people were picking the Chiefs to win this game. Not I. Oh, not me. I'm never picking against Tom Brady again. As long as I wake up in the morning, I am not betting against Tom Brady. Not happening. So they beat the Rams in 2001, essentially stopping what could have been a dynasty. And in Tom Brady's latest Super Bowl, his 10th Super Bowl appearance, his 7th Super Bowl ring, they stop a team in the Kansas City Chiefs that looked absolutely unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes. As Shannon Sharp says, my homeboy. That guy. The baby GOAT, as everybody was referring to him. And Tom Brady takes his team, the Buccaneers, and absolutely wipes the floor with them. The Buccaneers have done this in 2 Super Bowl appearances, where their defense has absolutely destroyed the opposing team's offense. It was amazing to see. I picked the Kansas City Chiefs to lose this game, so I picked the Buccaneers to win. But I thought it was going to be a 4-point game. That was going to be a high-scoring 35-31 football game, and this game just never materialized. Maybe Patrick Mahomes is a little injured. I'll give you that. And of course, they're missing their 2 tackles. That's going to be understated when talking about this game. The injury to the tackles for the Kansas City Chiefs. I get that. But man, they were mauled and they never had an answer. The second time Tom Brady's essentially stopped what could have been another team's dynasty during his reign. That's absolutely incredible. I want to end this take talking a little bit about what's next for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They're a top-heavy football team. It's easy to criticize a team after they lose the Super Bowl. Already Vegas is picking the Chiefs as the favorites to win the Super Bowl next season. But I would say the biggest criticism for the Kansas City Chiefs is they are a little too top-heavy. You have the best 3 players in that game, and I mentioned this. They have the best 3 players coming into the game. What I mean is, if you were to strip every player who played in the Super Bowl of their team and simply said, pick players, we're going to go one by one. We're going to pick them up, playing pickup football. You take Patrick Mahomes first. You're probably taking Tyreek Hill second, and you're taking Travis Kelce third. But after that, you may have 10 to 15 straight Buccaneer players you're going to pick. The Chiefs were really top heavy, and it crushed them in the Super Bowl. A couple of injuries, and they just did not look like a good team. It's easy to have revisionist history now. I don't want to be that guy. You could see it coming, but I did pick the Buccaneers. And the one thing we've seen about the Chiefs all season long, particularly in the last 10 games, they've been really slow. They've been sluggish. They haven't looked as proficient as you would expect the Chiefs to look. And there's something going on in that locker room, because something's going on, right? Yeah, they just got to the Super Bowl and they lost the Super Bowl, but they just haven't been clicking. It's interesting to see how Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs team come back after this devastating loss. Let's not mince words. This was a devastating loss. They were absolutely manhandled. It looked like they quit. Whew. That's a tough word to say to athletes, but it looked like they quit. I'll be nice and say they were beat so bad that, hey, they were giving the best effort, but they were just being beat at every single snap. I think the Chiefs will be back. They'll be back. For sure they'll be back. And I think Mahomes will get at least 2 or 3 Super Bowls. But let's stop all this baby GOAT talk. We got to stop it. Because what Tom Brady has done will never, ever be duplicated. At least not in our lifetimes. We're not going to see it. We're not going to see this again. It's incredible. If you like what you've heard, thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate you. Please hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. All of your support helps us so much. If you want to hear our podcast, you can always check us out at NuChannelSports.net. That's not .com, .net. That's NuChannel spelled N-U, Channel Sports. You can also check out our faces on Afro Vibes TV. You can see our faces. We record a show, a weekly show that typically airs on Sundays at 2. That's our time, Sunday at 2 in the afternoon, but you can always catch it on demand on Afro Vibes TV. You can catch it at AfroVibesTV.com, or you can catch us on the Roku app. You can sit in your home, in the comfort of your home on your Roku app. Look up the Afro Vibes TV app, download it, and check out NuChannel Sports TV on there. And for all those who have other applications like Amazon, Fire Stick, we're working on that. We'll be there as well soon. Thank you so much for listening. Y'all stay safe out there. Please stay safe. Peace.